Close law enforcement apparently investigating an apartment building on Genesee Avenue near Getty Avenue in Paterson, following a terror attack in New York City on Tuesday, October 31, 2017. Amy Newman, NorthJersey.com. Hours after an Uzbekistan national sped down a crowded Manhattan bike path in a rented truck, killing 8 people, President Donald Trump set off alarms by calling for an end to the long-standing immigrant program that allowed the driver to legally enter and reside in the United States. Trump linked the terror suspect to the Diversity Immigrant Visa Program, also known as the Green Card Lottery, in a Wednesday morning tweet, and later, at a White House cabinet meeting, said he wants to immediately work with Congress on terminating it, getting rid of it. Diversity lottery. Sounds nice. It's not nice, he said. The Department of Homeland Security confirmed that 29-year-old Sayfullo Saipov arrived in the U.S. in 2010 with such a visa. The program aims to diversify the immigrant population in the United States by selecting applicants from countries with lower rates of immigration, granting up to 50,000 visas annually. Earlier this year, Trump endorsed proposed legislation that would get rid of the lottery program and require anyone seeking legal residency to speak English and be a high-skilled worker. "We are fighting hard for merit-based immigration, no more Democrat lottery systems. We must get much tougher and smarter," the president tweeted Wednesday, after also stating that he had ordered Homeland Security to step up extreme vetting. Senate Minority Leader Sen. Chuck Schumer of New York speaks with reporters as he leaves a news conference on Capitol Hill on Wednesday. Trump said on Twitter that the driver in Tuesday's attack came into our country through what is called the Diversity Visa Lottery Program. A Chuck Schumer beauty photo. Andrew Hornicopty tweets drew swift reaction from Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, DNY, whom Trump criticized because he was serving in the House of Representatives when the visa program was created. But more than 2 decades later, in 2013, Schumer was among a bipartisan group of lawmakers who pushed for an immigration reform bill that would have ended the diversity lottery program. In his initial tweet on the program, Trump called it a Chuck Schumer beauty. "I guess it's not too soon to politicize a tragedy," Schumer tweeted Wednesday morning. Democrats pointed out Wednesday that the diversity visa program was created on a bipartisan basis, was signed into law by President George H.W. Bush, and subjects recipients to the same stringent vetting as other visa programs. Johanna Kaye, program coordinator for the New Jersey Alliance for Immigrant Justice, said her organization rejected any attempts to use the attack as a way to advance what she termed an anti-immigrant agenda by vilifying innocent immigrant and Muslim community members. CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack video. Darren Drake, NYC terror attack victim 128. Darren Drake of New Milford was a victim of Tuesday's NYC terror attack. Vural Floresca, NorthJersey.com. 1 of 2 CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack raw video. FBI searching home of NYC terror suspect 106. The home of Sayfullo Saipov, the suspect in Tuesday's terror attack in Lower Manhattan, was searched by FBI Wednesday morning in Paterson. Tarek Zahawi, NorthJersey.com. 2 of 2 CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack video. Darren Drake's father speaks on NBC 109. Darren Drake's father being interviewed by NBC. NBC. 3 of 2 CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack. Ed Forbes reports New Milford Mont's death. 043. Ed Forbes reports on Darren Drake's death during Tuesday's terror attack. NorthJersey.com. 4 of 2 CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack. NYC attack suspect captured on video. 033. A man in a rented pickup truck mowed down pedestrians and cyclists along a busy bike path near the World Trade Center Memorial on Tuesday, killing at least 8 and seriously injuring 11 in what the mayor called a particularly cowardly act of terror. November 1. AP. 5 of 2 CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack. Police investigating truck attack surround car. 102 police in New Jersey surrounded a car Tuesday night they believe belongs to the suspect in the deadly crash in Lower Manhattan. Police also searched a mosque they believe 29-year-old Sayfullo Saipov attended. November 1. AP. 6 of 2 CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack video. Teen was feet away from New York terror attack. 103. Amanda Yagerman, 15, a Stuyvesant High School student, describes being only feet away from the NYC terror attack, seconds after reuniting with her father, Tuesday, October 31, 2017. Kevin R. Wexler, NorthJersey.com. 7 of 2 CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack. Dramatic footage shows school bus hit in NYC terror attack. 052. The head of the New York City schools system says 2 staff members and 2 students were injured in a school bus that was struck by a motorist who drove a rented truck onto a bike path, killing 8 people. November 1st, AP8 of 21 CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack NYC terror update suspects NJ ties investigated 323 Ed Forbes reports the latest on efforts to find out more about New York terror attack suspect Sayfullo Saipov's ties to New Jersey, including a residence in Paterson. Ed Forbes NorthJersey.com 9 of 21 CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack extra security in Times Square 109 extra security in Times Square in the aftermath of the NYC vehicle attack Viorel Floresca NorthJersey.com 10 of 21 CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack raw video investigation at Passaic Home Depot 100 police fire and bomb squad units are on the scene of the Home Depot in Passaic. Matt Kadosh NorthJersey.com 11 of 21 CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack New York bike path attack suspect investigated 141 investigators are trying to determine what led a truck driver to plow down people on a riverfront bike path in New York City. At least 8 people were killed and 11 seriously injured. Police critically wounded the suspect, Sayfullo Saipov. November 1st, AP 12 of 21 CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack several dead and injured on Manhattan Bike Path 218 A man in a rented truck drove onto a busy bicycle path near the World Trade Center Memorial, killing and injuring at least 15 people, police said. The driver was then shot by police after jumping out with what turned out to be 2 fake guns. October 31st, AP 13 of 21 CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack raw video police investigation in Paterson after NYC terror attack 029 law enforcement apparently investigating an apartment building on Genesee Avenue near Getty Avenue in Paterson, following a terror attack in New York City on Tuesday, October 31, 2017. Amy Newman NorthJersey.com 14 of 21 CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack video the scene from a terror incident in Manhattan 019 footage from a terror incident near the World Trade Center in Manhattan. October 31, 2017. Submitted NBC 15 of 21 CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack vehicle attack in Manhattan what we know now 042 NorthJersey.com's Caldy Ortiz reports the latest on the incident in Lower Manhattan, where multiple deaths and injuries occurred after a vehicle reportedly ran down pedestrians and cyclists on a bike path. 16 of 21 CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack student says she was minutes from being caught in attack 032 A student describes learning from friends about the New York terror attack minutes after leaving the area. October 31st, Kevin R. Wexler NorthJersey.com 17 of 21 CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack at least 8 people dead after van plows into NYC bike path 031 according to New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, at least 8 people have died and several others have been injured after a motorist drove a truck into a Lower Manhattan bike path. USATODAY 18 of 21 CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack motorist hits people near World Trade Center 058 A motorist drove onto a busy bicycle path near the World Trade Center Memorial and struck several people Tuesday, then emerged from the vehicle screaming and firing what appeared to be a gun, police and witnesses said. October 31st, AP 19 of 21 CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack video shows body crashed vehicles in NYC attack 111 video shot above the scene of the fatal attack in New York shows a victim lying in a bicycle path and 2 crashed vehicles. October 31st, AP 20 of 21 CLOSEVIDEOS New York terror attack reports multiple dead in Lower Manhattan attack 037 Reuters has reported that New York City police were investigating reports of gunfire in Lower Manhattan on Tuesday afternoon, and 1 person has been taken into custody. 21 of 21 last video next video Darren Drake, NYC terror attack victim raw video FBI searching home of NYC terror suspect video Darren Drake's father speaks on NBC Ed Forbes reports New Milford Mont's death NYC attack suspect captured on video police investigating truck attacks around car video teen was feet away from New York terror attack dramatic footage shows school bus hit in NYC terror attack NYC terror update suspects NJ ties investigated extra security in Times Square raw video investigation at Passaic Home Depot New York bike path attack suspect investigated several dead and injured on Manhattan bike path raw video police investigation in Paterson after NYC terror attack video the scene from a terror incident in Manhattan vehicle attack in Manhattan what we know now student says she was minutes from being caught in attack at least 8 people dead after van plows into NYC bike path motorist hits people near World Trade Center video shows body crashed vehicles in NYC attack reports multiple dead in Lower Manhattan attack and he calls for extreme same vetting as that proposed by President Trump are not only misguided but also obviously meant to stir up hate and discrimination rather than progress, she said in a statement. It is in unity that we can find strength. It is through real community solidarity rather than grotesque generalizations that will further marginalize immigrants that we will truly heal, but others said the program should have been axed long ago. For years, Gail Kesselman, a Trump supporter who founded New Jersey Citizens for Immigration Control, which is no longer active, had been pushing for the diversity program to be abolished. We are importing 50,000 people from various countries that don't necessarily have the skill or the wherewithal to succeed in our society. It doesn't make any sense at all, she said. I want an immigration system that benefits the United States. I don't want an immigration system that benefits Uzbekistan, whatever place this monster came from. Diversity program background. The Diversity Immigrant Visa Program was established in 1990 through Congress, and it caps the number of visas granted to 50,000 annually. The program has allowed people from countries with low rates of immigration to relocate legally to the United States after submitting an application and undergoing a background check. The program is administered by the U.S. Department of State, and it determines those selected through a random computer drawing. The odds of being picked are extremely low. In the fiscal year 2015, according to statistics on the State Department website, there were nearly 14.5 million entry forms submitted for the program. NYC terror attack. How a terror suspect could hide in the patchwork of Potterson. Terror attack. Home Depot truck spotted outside suspect's home last week. Terror attack. New Milford native among victims. The fact that it's termed a lottery, it's very fitting for the program, because it really is very rare for people to be accepted into the program, said Sarah Pierce, an associate policy analyst at the Migration Policy Institute, a research group based in Washington, D.C. Pierce said the online entry form requires applicants to submit biographical information to see if they are eligible to apply. Once an applicant is selected, then they have to go through a series of steps to get final approvals to travel to the United States. Most lottery winners reside outside the United States and immigrate through consular processing and issuance of an immigrant visa. Diversity lottery recipients are vetted just like any other individual who receives a green card who comes to the United States, Pierce said. It's not just you put in your name and your address and somebody lets you know you have a visa and you get a ticket into the United States, said Alita Piccini de Velasquez, Director of Legal Services for Immigration American Citizenship Organization in Passaic. To be eligible for a diversity visa, applicants must have a high school education or at least 2 years of work experience in an occupation that requires at least 2 years of training or experience to perform and must be a citizen of qualifying countries. Once they arrive in the United States with the diversity visa in hand, they then must obtain a permanent legal residence card, known as a green card. A recent report by the Brennan Center for Justice at New York University found that the U.S. visa vetting system is one of the toughest in the world. Besides biographic data, the report says applicants must submit photographs and fingerprints, which are screened against a range of national security databases that contain millions of entries and include classified information from federal, state, local and foreign governments. Applicants must also provide voluminous documentation to verify their identities and backgrounds. This is a program that legislators have been eyeing for a while as far as its end, Pierce said, adding that she feared this week's attack would accelerate its demise. It could be in jeopardy, but a lot of things are said in the heat of the moment, said Piccini de Velasquez. The Department of State has been running this program for 27 years now, so I think you're going to need more than one incident to make this go away. Diversifying the immigrant pool. Some note that the visa program has accomplished what it set out to do: help those from underrepresented countries find their way to the USA. A lot of individuals from Eastern Europe or from Africa don't have a lot of opportunities to come to the United States, and this program is really one of the more realistic ones for them, Pierce said. By closing it off, you are definitely going to see our annual pool of immigrants be less diverse. Olhan Serhi Drozbiak came to the United States in 2006 through the Diversity Immigrant Visa Program. Photo Chris Monroe special to NorthJersey.com. Among those who are allowed to move to the United States as part of the program were Olhan Serhi Drozbiak of Lincoln Park, who arrived in 2006. Olha Drozbiak, who was born in Ukraine, said it took her 18 months after she found out she had been selected for the program to receive final approvals. As part of the application process, she said, she and her husband had to submit fingerprints, go to her regional police department and get proof that they had not been convicted of any crimes, and send education and work history. She said that besides submitting records, she had to have an in-person interview at the U.S. Embassy offices in Poland. We had to prepare many documents to prove ourselves, our education, our marriage status, she said. We also had to send other documents to the United States, and then we got called to an interview. Drozdiak said she doesn't think ending the program is the solution to curbing acts of terrorism, but she said she supports increased vetting of future applicants. We should change something in that, she said. About a decade earlier, Patrick Appiah, who was living in Ghana, submitted his name for the diversity visa program. A few months later, Appiah said he was notified that he had been selected. At that time, he said, it took him about 6 months to submit all his documents and get his visa to move to the United States. Appiah was 25 years old. You do fingerprints, and they also ask about your mother, father, family, and you have to supply a birth certificate, he said. They also ask you about your employment, and whether you are a student. Appiah said he doesn't remember whether the U.S. government ever contacted his employer, but that he did submit information from the police department. Appiah said he is not opposed to the U.S. government adding more background checks for applicants for the diversity visa program, but he said it's already a pretty difficult process to get through. You have to tighten some of the stuff, he said. Now, though it's not as easy, you know the immigration system, as time goes on they get advanced, and they introduce new things all the time to get the right information. Read or share this story https://njersey.co2hxwrff